Yes? What did you need?
If you run into any trolls, just remember they're more scared of you than you are of them. Well, probably.
Yeah, just this bend. Castle looks so big from down here. I mean, it is big, but, well, even bigger. Who's there? Ugh, enough mucking about. Let's do this. Who's there? Huh. Not very.
Hold on, did you hear something? At least make it interesting. Hope you're ready to lose.
That's enough out of you. Sorry.
Hold on, did you hear something?
Teamwork right there.
You ever think about what's next? I've always fancied visiting the Somerset Isles.
What is this place?
An old jetty where boats would bring supplies to the castle. Once we moved in, it never got used, along with the rest of the Undercroft. We'll need to watch our steps inside.
Every corner of Skyrim seems to hide a surprise, doesn't it? Or a bandit. But hey, that's half the fun. Let's see what's next. Sorry. What's the plan?
Well... Are you alright? Let me know if you need anything.
You know, this place, it brings back memories. Not all of them fond.
Did you spend a lot of time down here?
I like to explore. My parents almost never let me off the island, so yeah, I poked around down here a lot. It was a little quieter back then. Guess a little vampire girl was enough to scare off the rats.
That sounds pretty lonely.
It was, but I got used to it.
Tell me about your family.
There's not a whole lot to tell. You've already seen my father's obsession. My mother's not a whole lot better, but you'll see that soon enough.
Were you close with them?
My father? No, not really. I did spend a lot of time with my mother, but she saw me more like a protege than a daughter. What about you? What were your parents like?
We didn't really get along. Best that I haven't seen them in a while.
That's too bad. Do you know how they're doing now?
No, but we're all better off this way.
That makes sense. Let's just keep going. The old water cistern. On some days, this would just... Be glad you weren't here then. I'm calling. This one's in the back.
This. Do your worst. Do your worst.
That'll teach you.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
That's enough out of you. You think you can lie? Why?
This.
Ashes. Take a left up here. This is one of those weird double-barred security measures that my father put in when he got more paranoid. If we...
Hold.
That's enough out of you. Are you all right? Yes? What did you need?
Were you and Valerica close?
Before my father became obsessed with the prophecy, Mother and I spent quite a bit of time together. She was very fond of her alchemical garden in the castle courtyard. She taught me quite a bit about cultivating quality regions.
So you always got along?
Like the best of friends. I would never hesitate to share anything with her.
But then it all changed.
It was very sudden. It was almost like one day we were a normal family, and then the next, I didn't know who they were. I tried to visit my mother in the garden, and she'd quickly shoo me away, saying she was much too busy.
That's why we're headed there?
She had to be up to something in that garden. I'm hoping it's a clue that will tell us where she went.
You talk about being lonely a lot.
Well, growing up the way I did, you get used to it.
Do you still feel that way?
A little bit. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come with you. But what about you?
What about me?
Do you get lonely? Are there people in your life?
I try not to rely on others.
Does it bother you that I'm here?
I'm glad you're with me.
Me too. Anyway, this is all very touching, but don't we have some more important things to worry about right now? This leads out to the courtyard. Just head for the door. We've made it to the courtyard. Oh no. What happened to this place? Everything's been torn down. The whole place looks, well, dead. It's like we're the first to set foot here in centuries. This used to lead to the castle's great hall. It looks like my father had it sealed up. I used to walk through here after evening meals. It was beautiful, once. This was my mother's garden. Do you know how beautiful something can be when it's tended by a master for hundreds of years? She would have hated to see it like this. Wait. Something's wrong with the moon dial here. Some of the crests are missing, and the dial is askew. I didn't even know the crests could be removed. Maybe my mother's trying to tell us something? I'm telling you, there's something strange with the moon dial.
What happened to the castle courtyard?
If I had to guess, I'd say the moment Mother fled the castle, Father went on a rampage. Knowing him, anything at all that reminded him of her was destroyed.
Then he just walled it off.
It appears that way. I suppose he wanted to put the past behind him. Perhaps if he spent more time with us, he would have recognized the beauty for himself.
What's so special about the moon dial?
Well, as far as I'm aware, it's the only one in existence. The previous owners of the castle had a sundial in the courtyard, and obviously that didn't appeal to my mother. She persuaded an elven artisan to make some improvements. You can see the plates that show the phases of the moons, Maser and Secunda.
Does it work?
That's the thing. What's the point of a moon dial? I always wondered why she didn't just have the whole thing ripped out. But she loved it. I don't know. I guess it's like having a piece of art, if you're into that sort of thing.
So what exactly am I doing to it?
Hard to say. Maybe if we found the missing crests, we could figure it out. Look around for the missing crests. Even in this mess, they should stick out. If we had the crests, we wouldn't have to keep hanging around this lovely place. Very clever, Mother. Very clever. I've never been in those tunnels before, but I'd bet they run right under the courtyard and into the tower ruins. Well, at least we're getting closer. Let's go. Ahem.
What is it, Serana?
My fellow traveling companion, doesn't this courtyard look nice? It's serene in a certain way, and uniquely beautiful, like a certain...
Is there something you want to say?
Maybe. Well, actually, yeah, the garden actually didn't age well. No, I wasn't talking about you. Well, I was.
Are you flirting with me?
Well, it's entirely possible. Now, enough of that. We got a job to do. Well done, Serana. Nice. You really are as eloquent as an ice wraith. So, where are we off to now? Turns out my mother was sneakier than I thought. I wonder what she's hiding.